alaikum and welcome back to FPL BD. First of all, this is not a live stream or in general how I do the live streams. This is just a video which I'm recording live, so I won't be able to take your comments or answer your comments. I'm just recording this video live so late at night just to save some time as there are not much time left for the deadline. So you can watch this video later. So this video is about the top 5 FPL draft of this season. As the season is getting closer, we have to finalize the final draft for game week 1. So lots of people are still in confusion about some players, which to take, about some formation, about premium assets, which one to take, which premium assets to go for, and some people are still trying to fit in all the premium players all together. So I will try to find out the top 5 drafts that I found very good and good to go for the game week 1. So before going into the draft, uh, I have made a video or I have made a live where I reviewed more than 60 FPL drafts. We had another live where we revealed the FPL drafts of all the admins and moderators of our page FPL BD. So among all these drafts, like more than 70 plus drafts, we have created our final 5 drafts, among which you can just select one and you are good to go for game week 1. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to the channel and watch this video till the end. I think you will find this video very interesting and very informative. So if you haven't joined our classic league sponsored by Motstroke, please join our league. The links are given below in the description. Also, just join our group FPL Community Bangladesh and check the pin post for all the details. Our FPL Community Bangladesh Classic League season 22 and 23 is sponsored by Motstroke. There are lots of prize at the end of the season. So if you want to grab those prizes, just join our league. The league code is given in the post. Just check that post or just click on the link which is given below in the description. So let's get into this video. This is the first draft. I think almost 70% of the people has almost a similar draft like this, because this is why I call this draft the template draft. So for every draft I have made a name. I think I have got some of the drafts wrong here, so I will just try to take a short moment and fix those things. But before that, I will just take a 2 minutes break. Okay, I'm back and I will start right from where I left off. So I just had a few edits. So I think I uploaded the wrong file here. So this is the file and this is my first draft, and I call this draft the template draft because this is basically the most owned players for almost every position, and maximum FPL managers own a similar team like this. So I'll just start with the goalkeeper. Why Ramsdale? I think if you can afford a 5 million goalkeeper, Ramsdale is your best option. If you can't, then you can go for a 4.5 million goalkeeper. But I still think that Ramsdale will be more valuable than a 4.5 million goalkeeper, because normally a 4.5 million goalkeeper gives you around 8 or 9, maybe 7 to 8, or maximum 8 to 10 clean sheets if if they are having a very good season. So 10 is the maximum number of clean sheets they can give. But Ramsdale, I think, will provide you like 15 to 16 clean sheets along with the similar number of saves, and he's a bonus magnet. So I think that 0.5 million will give you a lots of points, which will be very important later on, because you can improve your squad value by selling other players of other positions. But we normally don't sell goalkeepers for another goalkeeper who is just giving 1 or 2 more points every week. But basically that 1 or 2 points make like 70 to 80 points at the end of the season. So I think it is good to invest some good money on goalkeeper right from the start. Normally in every season I say that don't invest too much on goalkeeper, but this season they have made some premium goalkeepers so cheap. So I think this is worth it. So I think Ramsdale is totally worth the 5 million of money. But if you can't invest 5 million, that's fine. In defense, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold and Cancelo are the most owned defenders, and they are like must-haves, and they should be in every team, no matter how many premium assets you are having, no matter which formation you are going. I think Arnold and Cancelo are the must-have defenders, and you should have both of them. Then I have Robertson as a second Liverpool defender. Why? Uh, I think Robertson is the best third asset right now, because Luis Diaz is not having the best of form and Nunes is still not starting matches. So I think Robertson is a nailed-on starter. He is just 7 million, who will provide more points than Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes, at least for now, because the fixtures are easy, and uh, as long as Luis Diaz and Darwin Nunes sets themselves in the team, get in good form, I think till then Robertson is a good asset. Also, the Chelsea defense are struggling, so they have lost most of their defenders. They have lost some of their attackers, or will be losing more attackers. So the team will go under lots of changes. So most many people might not want to invest Uh, maybe 6 million on Reece James or like Chilwell. Also, they are most likely to sign Mark Cucurella from Brighton, as Manchester City are not signing him. So there will be more rotation in the left side, and they are also talking about Dumfries or James Walker-Peters for their right back position. So there might be a little bit rotation, or at least backup options they will have. So I think people will not want to invest 6 million right into a team who are struggling a lot, and who will also have some rotation options. So I think Robertson is the best premium asset in defense after Trent Alexander-Arnold and Cancelo. He also had a brilliant season in the last season. He started quite slow, but he actually outscored Trent Alexander-Arnold in the second half of the season, and he has shown that form in the preseason and in the FA Community Shield as well. So I think it's worth having Robertson at 7 million if you don't want to go for a Chelsea defense. Otherwise, you can also go for Chelsea defense. And as the fourth defender, there could have been many options. Some people would have gone for Ivan Perisic or maybe any Spurs defense, but rather than that, I have gone for Kieran Trippier. I think Perisic has got some fitness issue. He is not 100% fit, which Antonio Conte has clearly said after the last match. And I don't want to invest 5.5 million on a player who is 33 years old, who is not 100% fit, who has 2 or 3 backup players in that wing back position. So I think Trippier is a good player. He has a good attacking threat. His team has got good defenders. So he's up for clean sheets. He's up for attacking returns. I think he's a good shout at 5 million. There is no risk. So as long as he's fit, I think Trippier is a good player. And you might wonder why I have got Patterson as my fifth defender at 4 million, not Neko Williams. The reason is both are good defenders. Both plays at right back. Neko plays for Nottingham Forest, where Patterson plays for Everton. But the reason I have gone for Patterson is because my fourth defender is Kieran Trippier, who has Liverpool and Man City at game week 3 and game week 5, where Neko also has tougher game weeks, tougher fixtures. So in that week, I think Patterson is a good shout because he has Nottingham Forest at home in game week 3, which is just the opposite of Neko Williams, and he has got Leeds away at game week 5. So you can just play Patterson in place of Prepare in that game week. So you have also got Andres Pereira, but if you want to play just the same formation 4-4-2, then I think Patterson is a good backup for Kieran Trippier in those game weeks. Other than that, I think the defense is just fine. Then we have a good midfield, which Salah is definitely the first player. I am just describing every player. I will not do this for every draft if the players are common. I'm just doing this because this is the first draft. I think Salah has to be in everyone's draft. This is not even a question, and I will not even discuss it. I think Salah is the must-have player of FPL. He's the FPL king, and he's just has to be there. And there were some debates over 8 million midfielder whether to get uh, Bukayo Saka or Luis Diaz or Madison or Mount. First of all, I have gone for Martinelli as my third midfielder, who is 2 million cheaper than Saka. Also, he had really good form. He had taken some penalties in this preseason. He had so many assists, and he's playing every game. So I think Martinelli is a better value than Saka, as we have Jesus up front at 8 million. So if we have Martinelli, I don't think we can get Saka because we already have Ramsdale. Also, I don't think it's worth having three Arsenal attackers right from the start. So we can't have Saka. Now the question is whether to go for Luis Diaz. We have Robertson, but we could have gone for Luis Diaz here and maybe Luis James or Perisic in defense. But I think Luis Diaz is not in the great form uh, where he score goals and he makes assists. But he will get most of the minutes as Diego Jota is injured. But I think Luis Diaz is a great shout. You can go for him. But I have gone here. I have gone for Madison here because uh, even though Luis Diaz is owned by almost 25% of the managers, which should have been here as the template team, but I think currently Chelsea defense looks shaky, so I have gone for Robertson instead and Madison here because he has got. I think the first three game weeks are okay as he has two home game weeks against Brentford and Southampton. He has got Arsenal in game week 2, which can be tricky, but I think Madison is a great shout when he's fit. He's in form. He has scored goals, made assists in preseason. There is a rumor going on that he might be going to Newcastle. Newcastle have officially made a 50 million bid, but I think Brendan Rodgers have openly rejected that bid, and I don't think they will let Madison go. Rather, they will offer him a new contract. So I don't think there is any risk. Even if he goes to Newcastle, I think is still good because Newcastle team is just as good as Leicester now. So I think 8 million budget is a tricky position where you can have a lots of option. Maybe you can go for Mount as well. Maybe if you want to go for Diaz, then maybe you have to change Robertson. But I have gone for Madison. Then for the fourth midfield option, I have gone for a cheaper one. There are some options like. The famous option was Pedro Neto from Wolves, who's 5.5 million. But I have gone for Bailey because I think Aston Villa is a more attacking team than Wolves. Bailey is in great form, just like Neto, but Wolves are struggling with no striker at their team at present, as Jimenez is injured, so they will have to play Wang at forward. But I think Aston Villa is a great team under Gerrard. They play in counter attack. They play good football, and Bailey plays at the right forward along with Watkins and Coutinho. So at 5 million, I think he's great shout, and he has been the best player of Aston Villa. So I am not worried at all that Bailey won't get his minute. I think as long as he's fit, he will get his minutes. He will start, and he has to start in the game week 1 when he will play Bournemouth, and I think Bournemouth is the worst defensive side in this season. So at least for game week 1, I think I want Bailey in that position. Up front, I have Kane, even though Haaland is the most owned forward at the, I mean, most owned premium forward. Definitely, Jesus is the most owned FPL player, but yeah, you can definitely go for Haaland. It is perfectly your call. I have gone for Kane because this is the draft which all of FPLBD's admins and moderators made together. I myself voted for Haaland, but the majority went with Harry Kane, so I had to put Harry Kane here. So I think the rest are same for everyone. But yeah, I decided to get Haaland in place of Kane, but you can get whoever you want. So this is the template draft along with Jesus with him. So the bench is okay. There is a chance that Ward might start as Leicester goalkeeper if Schmeichel leaves the club. Andres Pereira is the 4.5 million midfielder who is in everyone's team, and I think he's the best option there. In 4.5 million forward position, you can get anyone you want, but I won't suggest Greenwood because his ownership is so high. He's not gonna start every match. He's just gonna give 1 points, but I think for that 1 point or 2 point, we have Andres Pereira, who is a better option. Then why do I need 1 point, 1 more point? I think yeah, you can go for Greenwood, but the problem is when people will play wildcard in game week 3 or 4, lots of people are going to transfer him out, and which will create some budget issue for your team as his price will significantly drop, maybe 4.4 in game week 3 or 4, and then 4.3 after some weeks. So I don't want to go in that phase. So I've gone for someone who's not owned that much, but who still has some chance to get some minutes, as Taylor was the uh, second best player of their team, I guess, who scored the most goals and got second highest minutes among the forwards. So there are chances that he will get some minutes. And as I already described, Patterson is also a good shout at 4 million defense. So this is the draft one. The strength of this team is that this is a very balanced team. There are good defenders, premium defenders. There are good midfielders. You have Salah. You have got an 8 million mid whom you can switch if you get someone better. If you see that Mount is playing better, if you see that someone else is playing better in that position, you can downgrade. You can maybe upgrade a little by selling other player. You have a 6 million mid. You have a 5 million mid whom you can switch for a 5.5 million mid, or even maybe you can switch him for Almiron, who has been in great form. In forward, you can definitely switch Kane to Haaland if you want right now. If you want, you can do that later. And then you have the most owned player, Jesus, up front. So I think this is a very balanced team. Even the goalkeeper is good in this team. I think there is no problem going with the template team because a lots of people are going to go with this team, or at least a similar team like this. So there is no risk. Definitely you can have 1 or 2 changes, or maybe 3 changes. As I have gone for Bailey here, you can go for Almiron, you can go for Neto. Where I have gone for Trippier, you can go for Cash. Yeah, in place of Robertson, you can go for Reece James, and maybe then change Madison to Luis Diaz, or even someone like Riyad Mahrez, who's a bit risky. So there are so many options in this draft. This is why I call this a balanced draft. But the only weakness is no Man City attack. But you can solve this problem by changing Kane to Haaland. So I think this is the most perfect and balanced draft. So this is the draft one, and now I will go for draft two. Okay. This is draft 2.1 because there is slight change and a later version of this team. I will show just later. So this is a 3-5-2 formation with the same forward lineup like Kane and Jesus. You can again go for Haaland in place of Kane, but in this draft, the midfield is really strong. You don't have Robertson, rather you are playing with a 3 defensive formation where both Patterson and Neco Williams are bench options. Both will play and give you some points of the bench if you need. And I think this is a great team because in midfield we get most of the points, and here you have a good midfielders. I mean, Salah is the most premium one. Then you have Luis Diaz along with him. Then you have Madison too, whom you can switch for Mason Mount or someone else. Then you have the informed player of Arsenal, Gabriel Martinelli. You also have Leon Bailey, and this is a perfect team, I think. In defense, you have got Arnold and Cancel along with Zinchenko, who will definitely play now as Tierney is not fully fit, and you have Raya in goalkeeper's position, whom you can change for anyone if you want. You can go for Melier or like Sanchez or even like Dean Henderson. So this team has only one weakness, which is no Man City attack. And now I will solve that problem in the second version of this team, which is draft 2.2, also called heavy mid. But I made only one change, which is I changed Luis Diaz for Riyad Mahrez. Now, some people might think that Mahrez is a risky player, but let me tell you, I have watched the preseason games. Riyad Mahrez has started all three games for Man City, and Man City have only one option in that right wing position, which is Riyad Mahrez. As Sterling is gone, Jesus is gone. Both of them used to play in that right wing position for Man City. Now Mahrez is the only option, and he has started all three games, even though he has not been in great touch or in his great form. But I think Mahrez is a nailed on starter, at least for this moment, and you can cover that game week 2, where Man City plays Bournemouth with Mahrez if you don't have Haaland and you want to go for Kane. So I think you can take this little chance for some game weeks, and if you see that Mahrez is a risky player, then maybe you can change him later. So the strength of this team is this team covers all the big teams. Yeah, you have Liverpool and City defenders, you have Arsenal defense, you have Salah, you have Man City attacker, you have Spurs attacker, you have 8 million mid Madison, whom you can change for Mount, you have Martinelli, you have Jesus, Kane. So I think this is also a balanced team, but there are some weakness, which is there are so many risky players. I will not so many, maybe just too many, because one risky player is fine, but here you have Mahrez. Even if he does not start, I think he will come off the bench, so you will get points. But the thing is, if he gets subbed before 60 minutes, you only get 1 point. So that is a risky thing. And then you have Zinchenko, who is also a bit risky. I won't say the too risky, but yeah, if Tierney comes back into the squad fully fit, then I think Zinchenko might be rotated. Yeah, there are rumors, or even Arteta said that Zinchenko can play in the midfield. But the question is, will they play him right in the midfield when they have a set midfield duo? I don't think he will play every match in the midfield if Tierney comes back. There will definitely rotation and substitution. So these are the slight risk. Definitely, you can change Zinchenko to someone else, maybe Zinchenko to Ben White. Then you can have a bench defender as well, or maybe you can change Zinchenko to someone like Botman or any other 4.5 million defender, and then upgrade Raya to Ramsdale, which will also give you an Arsenal cover. So this is the draft 2, which is called heavy mid. And now the draft 3, which is called big 3 in attack. And definitely you can see this, why this draft is big 3, because in this draft I have got Salah, Haaland, Kane, Son together. So I think this is the draft everyone was looking for, because most of the people were asking me, sending me message in our page, asking me in live, in comments, that is it possible to have all the premium assets fit together, and this is your draft. I don't think this is a bad draft, because in this team you have got Arnold and Cancelo, who are the must have in defense. In this draft you have got Salah, who is the must have in midfield. You have Jesus, who is a must-have in forward. Then you have both Haaland and Son. Son was the second highest scorer in FPL last season. So if you want to go for Son, you can definitely go for Son. Even you can switch a little if you want Kane up front in place of Son. Then you can just go for maybe Kane and KDB in place of Haaland and Son. And in midfield, I don't think this is that weak. Because some people have Neto, some people have Bailey. You just have both of them together. Yeah, Neto has a great fixture for quite a long period. Bailey has good fixture for first 4 game weeks. Then you can change him for someone like Almiron, or maybe you will get more options. So this is a strong attacking team. You don't have problem with midfield and forward. The problem I see is with the defense. I think you have to play with two 4.5 million center backs in this team, which might be a little bit little bit of weakness. I won't say too much because the two center backs are Ben White and Botman. Ben White is a starting center back of Arsenal, so he definitely gives us more chances of clean sheet than any other 4.5 million defenders. And Botman is also from Newcastle, who has good fixtures for a long time, and they are also a good defensive side. So I think both will provide you some clean sheets. So the team is not that bad. So if you want all the three premium attackers, you can go for this draft. And then the draft 4, which is also combining all the premium attackers, just like the previous draft, Salah, Son, and Haaland. But this team involves a heavier midfield and defense, as in the last draft you have seen that the defense was a bit weak with two 4.5 million defenders. The midfield was a bit weak with both Neto and Bailey. I have tried to solve that problem, but with by creating another problem. So you can't have everyone in your team. In this draft, the midfield is really heavy with the inclusion of Rashford, even though I don't think he is a good shout right from the start. But if you think that 6.5 million forward who plays for Man United, who has good fixtures, you can go for him, but I don't suggest him. Rather, I would go for a cheaper player like Neto. But if you want, you can have someone else in that position too. But the defense has been upgraded as Trippier and Walker is there. You might wonder why Walker is there, but I think he is an obvious starter for Man City right now, because they don't have any other right back or left back, so they have to play Cancelo and Walker. Maybe if they need a backup left back, if Cancelo is injured, they will play Ake in left back. But still, I think Walker is a nailed-on starter, and he will start maybe 9 out of 10 games as long as at least Stones is injured. Maybe I think no Stones. I think Laporte is injured, so maybe they will play Ake or Stones in centre back. So Walker has to start there. So Walker is a sure starter from a team like Man City who has good fixture. I think clean sheets are almost guaranteed in 70 or 80% matches. Once again, you have Raya in goalkeeper. In place of Begovic, you definitely can go for like Ward. The bench is quite similar. Just you have two 4.5 million forward, but the weakness is you don't have Jesus in this team, who's the most owned player in FPL, not only in forward. Who is the most owned player in Fantasy Premier League this season, whose ownership has gone close to 72%, which might go more than 73%, which will break the FPL record. So you have, I mean, you would want to own that player. So if Jesus scores, his price will definitely go up. Even the managers who don't own him will try to own him. So this is a big risk to not own Jesus. But I say some managers who love to take risk, who love to take punt, I think this draft is for those people, because I don't recommend this draft at all. This is just a fun draft, but I don't recommend this draft. I think you have to get Jesus. And finally, our last draft. Once again, this draft does not include Jesus, but I mean there are some people who were confused whom to get in between Haaland and Kane. So maybe you can go for both of them. You don't need to go for Son in midfield, as there are lots of cheap options. You can go for Haaland and Kane both in the forward, and then you can have Neto and Bailey together along with Martinelli in midfield. The defense stays as heavy as it could be, as Arnold, Cancelo, Reece James, and Trippier is there. You have Raya in defense, whom you can upgrade to Ramsdale, and maybe you have to downgrade Reece James or Trippier in that case. You also you can't have Ramsdale, as you have Ben White in bench. So you have an Arsenal defense cover. This team has a good bench, but once again, no Jesus. But I think this team is better than the previous one, because at least you have Kane and Haaland in forward. Both of them might be better than Jesus. Just because his price is cheaper doesn't make him a better FPL asset than them in terms of points. Maybe Jesus is better in terms of value, but it doesn't make sure that he will return more points than Kane and Haaland. So if you get more points from Kane and Haaland, then you can go for them. So these are the all 5 drafts. So those are the guys who are watching this video right now. You can let me know in the comments which draft you like the most, and who will be watching this video later. You can also let me know which is your favorite draft and which draft is the one you will go for. So I will just rewind the draft once again. This was the first draft, the template draft, the 4-4-2 formation where you have everyone except a Man City attack. Then this is the second draft, which is a heavier mid, and once again you don't have a Man City attack, but you can solve this problem by changing Diaz to Mahrez. And this is our third draft where you can have all three premium attacks like Haaland, Jesus, Son, and Salah. So this is quite an interesting draft. I think this is a good draft if you want some risk. Uh, I mean, I don't think this is risk because two 4.5 million center back is not that bad or risky. Rather, you are having the most anticipated players. So I think this is a safe draft, and this is a very interesting draft. I think this is one of my most favorite draft. I have created this draft with lots of thoughts. So yeah, I like this draft a lot. You can also try for this draft. This is the fourth and fifth draft, which I don't like that much as it doesn't have Gabriel Jesus. But if you want, you can go for it. I won't recommend the draft 4, but if you want to go without Jesus, I think you have to get both Kane and Haaland. So yeah, this is all of about this video. If you watched and enjoyed this video, please give a like to this video, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe to this channel. And there's a big announcement coming because we will have a big live with a special guest, which I will announce in the page later on. So wait for the live tomorrow night at 10 p.m. I will announce it, but there is a very special guest. So yeah, see you there. Subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I am live or I upload a new video. So because there will be an interesting live tomorrow with a special guest. So thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, best of luck.